Alright, people. So I'm going to be doing the Iron Man thing with Total War Warhammer. And what that means is basically I'm going to go out there and do battles, and if I win, I win, but if I lose, I have to accept the consequences, up to and including total. I do this to essentially tell the story of the game. So I might win, I might lose. I don't know.
It is a dark age, a bloody age, an age of war. The gods are cruel, and we are their playthings. But this is no game. It is ceaseless war, with the old world its prize. Many seek the path to victory, but only one can stand glorious over all. From the Badlands come the orcs and goblins, a green tide of brutal creatures that must be stopped. In Sylvania, the dead rise again. The vampire counts march forth. The mighty dwarf kingdoms, long thought diminished, are resurgent under their high king.
My brothers! The dwarves!
The world's heart stands the Empire. Karl Franz must prove worthy of the Warhammer. Then there is chaos. Its corrupting, changing taint despoils all before it. Only the strongest will endure. War is upon us. It is unending.
Ugh. If that doesn't get you fucking fired up, nothing will. Oh, man. So, as I was saying, I'm going to be the Empire, and the dwarves I'm hoping will be my brothers. I just did a minor playthrough of this game on easy, and I'm gonna kick it up to normal. It's about where my skill level's at right now for this, and but in that easy campaign, man, the dwarves were my biggest ally. Other than the other Empire factions themselves, I was really able to stay tight to the dwarves, and I allied with like all of their kingdoms, and it worked out. It worked out really well. In fact, I think it's one of the dwarves who actually defeated one of my main enemies. So I really have to hand it to him. I really love dwarves. I think they're so cool, and they're also a really great ally to have because they're very honorable, and if you need them in times of war, they will usually come to your aid. So I tried to do the same for them, but I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I'm just going to kind of let it flow, and I had all these characters who I loved in my old campaign, but I don't think I'm going to be able to just recreate them no matter how bad I want to, because they had certain roles, and so I'm just going to have to kind of create new armies with new characters, with new personalities and stuff, and see what I can do. So, okay, you guys, here we go. New campaign. I can't even. The campaign took a long time. It took a long time. But it was the old world campaign. It is the grand campaign of this game, so. Okay, right. So at some point I've got to figure out how to set up the difficulty. Oh. So I'm going to be doing some commentary, I've decided, but also probably a little bit of roleplay. The roleplay would probably be pretty hammy, pretty schlocky, mostly for fun, you know. By Sigma! You know, stuff like that. And so, yes, I won as the Empire last time. There are these. It's kind of surprising to me that there's only one empire of the Empire, and you're kind of meant to unite them. But with Bretonnian kingdoms, there's 3 different ones you can be. Let's look at some of that stuff. These are Wood Elves and Arguellian. They're kind of similar. But, of course, we're going to be the Empire, because that is the Empire that I know how to play as in this game. And I'm pretty good at them. Definitely good enough to challenge the computer and give it a run for its money. So,
I command here.
Difficulty. Right. So we're not going that hard. We're gonna take it down to normal, or rather take it up to normal since last time.
By the comet.
Oh wow, this is some good event.
Defender of the faith.
So the other people. That makes sense. Flagellants are kind of the warrior monks. Alright, so let's... Ooh. There's something I want to do first. Let's lower the advice frequency a bit, because I'm not going to need it as much. But yeah. So I did a campaign once of this sort for Rome Total War, and it did not go so well. And I think I kind of thought myself defeated and sort of gave up. I was pretty sure I was defeated, and but I think that I actually probably could have won that if I had stuck with it. I just had some really bad luck early on. I didn't understand how that campaign actually worked. So I really might have been able to beat it, but I'm not sure. But I lost that one, so I'm hoping I have better luck this time. Yeah, these guys are great. They're so well balanced.
As I hold Gal Maraz, I am ready.
Huh.
Empire's blessings, yes. I am Volkmar. Empire's blessings, yes.
Let's do this.
The drums of war never cease. For the old world lies in great peril. A strong leader is needed to unite the Empire, the greatest of mankind's nations. As gods battle for the world's fate, I make my own humble contribution. In the employ of the newly anointed Emperor. Even now, we make haste to the Emperor's ancestral capital. For the demented Rachnic Spiderclaw leads an attack on Altdorf's walls. My charge is Karl Franz, the true wielder of Gal Maraz. But as he fights to secure his status as Emperor, will his reign strengthen the nation? Or lead it to ruin?
Men of Reikland, greenskins assault our capital. Theirs is a vile race Sigmar swore to expel from our lands, yet they dare return. Join me, men, for I will not rest until every accursed goblin lies burning on a pyre.
The Goblin army lies ahead, Emperor. They are preparing for an attack on Altdorf. See for yourself.
Stop them! Yes, my lord. Moving!
Your men are engaging the enemy from all sides. Be sure to join the fight yourself.
Ulrich's wrath on them! Take position!
With a twin-tailed comet!
Remember, as you fight, that help and advice is available at your request, my lord. You may rely upon it.
Glory to the Empire! Weapons out, lads! Time for fighting!
Attack, my emperor! Bring your righteous fury down upon the enemy! Smite them without mercy! And the rear of the enemy where possible. Their courage will surely fail if surrounded.
Sigma! Sigma! Charge! All right!
Defenders of Old Darth emerge to join the fight. See how the greenskins run when surrounded.
Stop them! Ready for war! To war! We serve the Emperor! Let's go! Quick march! Ready!
Be sure to take charge of the forces you control, sire. Effective command of your army is a skill worth mastering.
Handgunners! Fire! Fire! Collision! March! Call France! Obey! We are Sigmar's heirs! For the Warhammer! Don't stop until they're all dead! Swordsman! Handgunners! Hold a try!
Keep your missile units back from the enemy, my lord.
Swordsman!
They will be most effective if allowed to shoot from a distance.
Take position! March as one! Now! Show us the foe! The Empire endures! The Empire endures! Shaman! Sigma commands! My subjects call! Handgunners! In range! Spearmen!
Your presence can sway the battle, sire. Your words and actions can inspire the troops before you. Use your influence and abilities.
I will not stand idle! Ah!
Not one more foe!
Detachments move! Now! My rule is absolute!
The Empire endures! For France! Halberdiers! Get them! The Empire endures! Ah! Spearmen! Let
The
us
enemy
go!
general joins the fray, Commander. He fights amongst his mounted troops. Strike him down.
For Heldenhammer! No lingering!
Spider Riders. There are little dudes on there. Oh, those dudes are neat. They look like those trolls that you stuck on a pen way back when.
Turn around! For Heldenhammer! To arms, men! Take position! Stop them! Handgunners! Awaiting orders! Whoa! For Oldorf! Whoa! This is my command! Ready for war! Prepare for combat! Conditions acceptable! Ready for war! Prepare for combat! My subjects call! The Empire and die! Greenskins Sigma!
The last of the goblin scum flee, my emperor. Altdorf is secure. The greenskins run for their burrows, Emperor. Their dead and dying litter the field. Altdorf is safe for now. The capital may be secure, yet many enemies still surround you. Survey the map for yourself, Your Eminence. The lands to the north of the Reich are controlled from Middenheim, my Emperor. Elector Count Boris Podbringer, Graf of Middenheim, was a rival claimant to the throne, and bitter that you have taken the mantle.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna need his help.
The wealthy city-state of Marienburg lies to the west. It seceded over 70 years ago in a corrupt deal that brought shame on the Empire. This city would surely make a glittering prize for your burgeoning reign. Secessionists hostile to your election as Emperor are trying to form a breakaway province to the south. They will mobilize against you, and march against Altdorf when their strength is sufficient.
We can't let that happen.
The secessionists cannot be allowed to defy your rule and field their own armies. The time to move against them is now, Your Eminence.
So, let's go.
Good. Such decisive action will leave the enemy in no doubt as to your intentions. They will be forced to fight or to capitulate. More men stand ready to take up arms for your cause, my Emperor. Recruit them, and they will be ready to fight in the battles that are to come.
I am Prince and Emperor.
It's telling me a lot of things that I already know. But that's okay.
Sigmar's will.
Something I really like about the...
Excellent choices all. Be aware that your army must remain stationary to train the new recruits.
Right. Okay, something I really like about this game is as your units participate in battle, they gain rank. And it kind of builds this kind of bond and the sense of... how do I call it? Attachment and kind of consequence to these units because they might have been with you through some really rough stuff. And as they gain rank and they become kind of legendary units of your army, you can rename them. Actually, you can rename them at any time, but that way you can help to remember which army fought with you through what battle. Because they may gain a nickname from a certain battle.
Improvements may be made to your capital now that the threat to its security has receded. Altdorf must prosper if the Empire is to flourish, my Emperor. Your Eminence, I suggest you upgrade the training facilities, allowing you to field better forces to face your enemies. Excellent. The Imperial engineers will begin construction at once. Emperor, by Sigmar's will, there is nothing more you can do now. Let us await the enemy's response.
But yeah, early on, it's really hard for you guys to gain rank. So even just gaining that first chevron, those guys are so legendary by that point. They'll probably participate in several battles, maybe an epic siege of a castle or something like that. You know, it's cool. And I consider the bronze chevrons to be kind of military ranks. They're probably, realistically, your soldiers in that unit are probably gaining rank even before they get that first chevron. Like they're going up to, sergeants and staff sergeants and lieutenants and whatnot. And then they gain that rank, they get some esteem, and so those, like I said, those bronze chevrons are kind of military ranks the way I see it. And when they get to the blue ranks, the silver ranks, so to speak, I see it as like kind of knightly. They're of knightly standing at that point, because by that point the unit's really well established and very very powerful on the battlefield when they get to those blue ranks. And golden ranks is, these are the true elites. These people are like royalty. They're probably owed like a castle when they come back to whatever their home province is, just set aside for them. Admittedly, there's probably some sharing, as there's going to be a lot of guys who will attain that standard, but I definitely feel that, you're pretty got to be pretty well off when you come back to the Empire after that. There's a lot of guys all around here that I have to deal with.
The secessionists send out a force to stall your advance. Take the fight to them, and demonstrate the manner in which you will regain mastery of these lands.
Alright. So these guys are hitting me with the big balls. Yeah, and these guys, you gotta get rid of them. There's no other way. And, basically, the game kind of just feeds you these guys so you can get a couple of starter settlements going, which you're gonna need if you're gonna want to unite the Empire and defeat all the enemies that lie before you, because there will be a lot of enemies. We've got to beat these guys, because there's just enemies all around in here. This is Sylvania, and there's going to be vampires over here, and if you do not keep these guys in check and wipe them out soon, they will come for you. They will come across the Empire, and they will take everything in their path. And by the time they get to Altdorf, it'll probably be too late, so you've got to do something with them. And there's greenskins patched all around in here. Over here, we've got Bretagne, you know, the kind of Frenchman, Holy Grail, a Lady of the Lake type of kingdom. They're a kingdom of mankind, much like the Empire, but they're different in their traditions and their units and such, and I think that's so neat that there's a different unit of man. It's not, man isn't just one type of unit, there's other types. And those guys might be allies for us in these mountains or the Dwarven kingdoms. I really want to ally with them because they're going to be valuable allies. They helped so often in the last campaign I did. But we're a difficulty up now, so everything's going to be a touch new and a touch kind of more dangerous now. So it's going to be difficult, to be sure. So without any further ado, let's fight these guys. Maybe these guys too. It'll be difficult. I might. Let's do a battle. Get to show you some of the tactics I've learned from Total War Rome and Total War Napoleon. And I'll talk in detail about some of the units and why I like them, what they do later on.
Yes, sir!
These are Free Company militia. I will talk about some of these, I guess. These guys are really good. You know, they're both loved and hated because they're a hybrid unit, and they're not really perfect at either thing, but they're gunmen. They have guns that are surprisingly effective, but they can also, unlike most range units, you see that they have swords, and they're pretty good with those, too. So they're not perfect at melee or gun combat, but they're pretty good at both at the same time. And early on, you probably won't use these guys as much later because they're definitely kind of a force you use. They're valuable when you're building up your army, but later on they kind of become obsolete as you get more specialized units. But these guys are really good early on. And one of the great things to do is put them kind of off to the side, so that way if you get charged by a cavalry unit that's thinking that these are weak ranged units, and that's what cavalry is for, by the way, is taking out ranged units, because ranged units are going to be very vulnerable to cavalry up close. They're going to find that these guys aren't the pushovers that the cavalry are expecting them or needing them to be. So these guys are very underrated, but definitely not perfect, but they're definitely good early on, and they get to be pretty tough. As they gain rank, while their weapons do not penetrate armor, that the missile damage as they gain rank, becomes comparable to handgunners. You see, these are handgunners. They're both at the basic level. The handgunners only have 1 point more damage for their missiles, but their missiles are actually armor penetrating.
We serve the Emperor!
So as you get these guys up, sometimes they'll be more damaging in their bullets than your handgunners. So, with that said, I'm going to put these guys out front and just for now make them an extra
Weapons are yours!
unit of...
For Heldenhammer! Spearman! Swordsman! Soldiers of the Empire! Crossbow ready, General!
Now, crossbowmen are really nice because while they have the similar problem of their missiles not being armor penetrating, their missiles are pretty strong, as you can see. And the best thing about them is they can shoot up and over things, like mountains. So they're pretty helpful to have. Again, especially as your armor is building up. They're one of the more critical units. I'd say they're slightly more critical than your Free Company militia.
Reichland!
The great Knights of the Reich.
Ready! For the Emperor!
Those guys are going to be useful for
Ready for war!
attacking ranged units. So I'm going to try and get them at these guys here if I can. Yet another tactic I learned from Rome Total War. Alright, I think this army's just about as best as I can set it up right now.
Call France!
So we start. Right away, I'm going to pause. I'm going to get these guys really gently marching up the hill. You want to preserve their energy, and you want to preserve their charge for as long as possible because their charge is powerful. If these guys hit a ranged unit with a relatively full charge, they may make that unit rout outright, or at least inflict severe enough casualties that they really won't be very useful to the enemy anymore. So I see the game gave me Foe Seeker for that first battle, but it has taken it away in the interim. What? Oh, so because we attacked, the clock is very much on these guys' side. So we have to approach. We've got to approach and fight. That is the only way. Or rather, approach, at least until they become non-complacent. They start approaching us. This is glorious.
Discipline is key!
These guys are not budging. Just not even budging. You see these guys have the greatest range. Any of these units. These guys have pretty poor range actually for a missile unit, but they're still good. Still helpful. And I'm guessing that means that they're going to start moving because they made a trumpet noise. Or maybe not.
The Empire endures!
This is Helmut Ludinov. I do believe this guy might be the leader of the Empire Secessionists. So taking him out is going to be valuable.
We are ready!
Okay, these guys should be ready to fire now. So I want to take out whatever their best units are. I could use them to kind of harm him. These guys to shoot there. These guys to actually shoot at those guys. And these guys are just not even budging. Now, what you don't want to do, what you do not want to do with horses, is have them attack spearmen. That spearmen were the natural defense against cavalry in olden times, and that's true of reality as well. That's what your spearmen were for. They were strong against horses. They could kind of negate their charge in certain circumstances, and they just have a weapon that's built to resist horses. Now they'll be these swordsmen will be a much better target, but especially the greatest target's going to be these guys. He seems to know that. He seems to have put these guys at the center of his force.
We are Sigmar's heirs! Halberdiers!
I want to bring these guys in. They're going to be the best for holding the line with me. Oh, you fool. I'm going to real gently try and move my horses. If I can get these guys a little further away, then they won't be able to support these guys when it comes time. I don't know if this guy's going to want to fight me or what. Here we go. Okay, it's time to stop fucking around because they've discovered that horses are a thing. Okay, so get them horses moving. Oh, I hate when the game's frame drops. Yep, it is time, it is time, it is actually time right now. I'm gonna take away that waypoint that I gave them up there because these guys are not in a position to defend them anymore. Normally you want your swordsman out front to hold the line, but I think my halberdiers are going to be trusted with that task right now. Halberdiers are pretty good in hand-to-hand. They'll get the job done. Just you wait. Look at them. These guys are crushing those guys. Which is good because we really need these guys to kind of buzz off. Okay, they just shattered. There's a difference between broken and shattered. Broken means that they'll regain their confidence later and come back to the fight. Shattered means that they're so fucked up that they're totally done with the fight and they're giving up on it. So at this point, some of these guys are so weakened, I could even have them attack some spearmen or something like that. I'm going to put them over here because these guys are struggling. We're taking losses up against this helmet Ludenhov, and he needs to die. Come on, righteous knights of the Empire. These guys broken.
My subjects call!
I bring in Karl Franz.
Soldiers of the Empire! Crossbowmen! Standing by! Powder dry! Ready for war! For Oldorf! Reichsguard Knights! Taking position! Prepare for combat! Withdraw! Three companies! Yes, sir! For the Emperor!
Okay.
Get them!
Oh. They cowered off. Okay. Yes.
To me, men!
The enemy lord is dead. It means he's actually dead. He's been defeated and will never come back. Wounded, however, means he's going to be out for a little while, but then he'll come back. Yes. And not surprisingly, the first battle is victorious.
Three companies!
I didn't see any other outcome myself.
Reichsguard! Our weapons are yours! Free company! Awaiting orders!
So now that they're dead,
The Emperor!
we should try to kill as many of them as we can before they leave. We shouldn't just let them slip away, because then they'll just be a problem later.
To arms!
Any men that escape will be a problem for us later.
A united empire is all that matters! Reichsguard Knights! Attack! Sigma! Sigma guides us! Halt! Yes, General? Stop! For Heldenhammer! War! For the twin-tailed comet! Swordsman! Moving now! Free company! Emperor's might!
Chasing after this one little guy. Yeah, chasing as many down as you can is something Rome taught me, because it tends to be that if you let them go, then they will come back. Except a lot stronger, usually. And then the men have seen combat that survived and gained experience. That's something that matters for the... Ah, yes. Decisive victory. That's what I like to see. Real. The first real battle. So NC was new campaign, RC's real campaign, meaning this is the realistic telling of the tale of the battle for the old world. Decisive victory is definitely what you want. Close victories, not that bad, and you'll actually find a lot of battles where you really kind of crushed the enemy, get called close You barely made any losses. They get called close. Crushing victory is pretty good. It's when you fought a very outnumbering force and you just annihilated them. Helmut Ludendorff. He was killed in battle. So we managed to take loot from their forces. And now because these are men of our own faction, I can adopt them and force them to switch allegiance to me, which is a valuable method, because right now we're still trying to establish ourselves in the Empire. So can't afford to have too many losses. We can kill them, which will make you stronger by a considerable amount for the next 5 turns. That's a lot. Or I can, at the cost of my casualty replenishment rate, which is how fast you basically regrow men and your numbers get back up to full strength. At the cost of that, I can basically bribe them to survive and bribe the kingdom that owns them, I believe. And I'm deciding what I'm going to do. All my decisions matter now. Every single one. Killed captives will make me strong for some time. I think I'll take on the captives for now and play it safe.
Let's go!
So winning that battle earned me some riches. However, riches are temporary. Income is forever, my boy. That is what you want. Don't look at the riches. Riches are temporary. Riches decline every turn. Income is forever, my boy. But, yes. Ludendorff, R.I.P. Except kind of not really. So, we very much need this settlement. We're going to need all the ones belonging to the Empire Secessionists. Now, I'm not sure how much tougher these guys are going to be in this battle, but they're really kind of pushovers on easy and really kind of existed just to get you some settlements and stuff.
Bring me to my men!
Karl Franz has gained rank. One of the absolute most important things you can get for yourself is a warhorse. You have to have a warhorse. You've got to, because otherwise you just can't be where you need to be at this point. Indeed. It's not that rare a sight, actually. So now these guys are very weak, and taking this settlement's going to be a pushover.
Fight for our nation!
We've basically just got what remains of his army, which is nothing, and those men. I don't think that there's any chance of this. I'm going to auto-resolve. Another decisive victory. That's wonderful. Of course, that... Considering I'm playing for keeps, if I'd have lost there, that would have really hurt my feelings. But, I didn't. I only lost 42 men, which is not bad when you're facing down 331. And so on, now I decide the fate of their settlement. Oh, I could sack them. Sacking is not super worth it right now. But I think I'm going to peacefully occupy it, because that will diminish how much public order I lose. Or I could burn it down, but there's no point to that, because I need this settlement.
I see no other option.
Ah, I've got the Sons of Sigma!
Your burgeoning realm grows, Your Eminence, yet many evils still abound in this world. The Empire remains divided, and marauding greenskins still threaten your lands. Further afield, there are rumors of a dark force rising in the east, spreading the taint of undeath. You must remain vigilant.
So he speaks, of course, of the vampires. And vampires have their own form of corruption. It's the corruption of undeath, whereas forces of chaos corrupt with chaos. They're different forms of corruption, and they can be very, very problematic for you. I've got this money. What? That's a valuable item right now. This is Reikland.
The nation calls.
You guys are pretty valuable allies, so I really don't want to make war with them. So I might want to see if I can't barter for military access here before I go after them. Now, I made the smart choice, I think, of just occupying it because the force has almost restored itself already. Now, something I learned from my last conquest of the game is if you don't have plans for a settlement in terms of a building chain, you'd better fucking turn it into a cash cow. Because the more cash you build up, the more you manipulate trade, the huger your income will become. And I was doing a lot of sacking in the last game as it was my main means of making money, and I really didn't have to. And so, let's see what we have. Specialty replenishment rate, I'm going to want to keep that for a little while. This is Skarsnik. I'd really like to make my army challenge his. Local. It's better to recruit local if you can, it's a lot cheaper. And at this point, men. That's all we can make. And I need those men. Greatly. And that's about all I can build for this next turn set. So I'll build up my force. And then if this guy doesn't go too far, maybe I'll attack him next turn. Because it's good to get rid of this guy. It's very, very good to get rid of this guy. Because he's a huge fucking problem. He just... Ugh, I hate him. And so we go. The consequences are unknown, but my intent is to not throw any forces at any armies unprepared. I'm going to want potentially multiple armies attacking any battle that seems even remotely bad. Speaking of trade, let's talk about trade.
I will listen, but my time is short.
We have a non-aggression pact. I'm thinking I may really want to take care of these guys because they're kind of directly in my way. And in taking these guys out, I in taking these guys out, I managed to secure virtually a double deal for military alliance with Sterling and Averland. Oh boy, that is what you want. You want those military alliances bad. Nordland.
Greetings on behalf of the Empire. Now what brings you here with a sheathed blade?
I request a trade agreement. And it is okay if he refuses, because I've got nothing really to trade right now. I am importing tariffs. Apparently I have wine. That's what it says. I'm importing wine. Shit, yeah. So this is great because it puts us another step closer towards being allies to this nation. This nation was very helpful to me in that last campaign. Military access, trade agreement, non-aggression pact, military access. Oh, we've already got a trade agreement with them now, don't we? Let's see.
Approach as friend and make your offer.
Non-aggression. Trade agreements. Are you interested? I see. It says. If the Emperor bids, then it is so. I like the sound of that, my brother. I need to prepare myself greatly for this battle, and I need to win it, because I need that battle wizard. So, let's see. anybody else offhand that I want to maybe buddy with? I want to get those crooked moon bastards. I want to get them. I want to get them. Oh, I want to get them so bad. It's good. It is good. I don't think that there's too much that I can do this turn. Not too much. But I believe that if I take Fieldorf on, or Nuln, and take on Wissenland, yeah, I want to fight with Wissenland, I'll get access to a new tradable resource. I may want to wait until I've settled the Empire before I start any wars.
Greetings on behalf of the Empire. Now what brings you here with a sheathed blade?
Yeah, you want to be careful not to.
I will listen, but my time is short.
Maybe nations. And honor is everything in this game. It is everything. If you fuck up your honor, then no one will want to deal with you. So you've got to be careful. Damn vampires. Alright, boys, I think I'm ready to hit that end turn button. Where is he going? Come here, crooked. Probably making some fucking trouble for somebody else. I don't see.
I am Prince and Emperor.
This is a very important technology to research. Let's get that going. Ooh, excellent. So let's get that going and get them working on some wares. Like I said, most of these places you want to turn into cash cows, and then you'll pretty quickly never have a fucking problem with money again.
Summon the Elector Counts.
I could march and put myself closer, but that doesn't really seem necessary. I don't know what he's got there, if much of anything. They're kind of wimpy right now, and they've been defeated. So I think I'm going to go for it. Ah, so that's their army there.
Not likely.
Hans Sintha. Gonna have to beat him. He's gonna be probably tough by the time I get there, but it'll be a tough fight, but I think I can do it. Boris Todbringer.
Surely an agreement will be reached. For are we not all sons of Sigmar?
I'm liking how I offer a non-aggression pact. You say? Yes, I don't want to make war with Midland because they're very important. You need Midland. You really kind of need Nordland too, but it's hard. Hard to get Nordland. Nordland never wants to be your buddy.
Come then. Only Sigmar's god Ulrich can judge it worthy or no.
Like the sound of a defensive alliance. Great. What say you? Got a defensive alliance with Talabekland already. Good. Okay, what about you guys? We've already got the defensive alliance, don't we? That's beautiful. Sometimes things kind of happen while you're in between turns. It's kind of weird.
Surely an agreement will be reached, for are we not all sons of Sigmar?
I can only hope, my brother. Distrusts the Empire. I will not attack if you will not attack. That is my bid to you. Please accept. Not this hands are too much. Very well. I will win you over, fucker. Just you wait. That is my intention, is to win that guy. Okay. Get some diplome. Gotta keep going along these lines. Really want to make money with them, but I don't know. Horse sales might be wise. Yeah. Gotta keep the ports going. As soon as possible, I really need another lord. To be able to have another lord, I have to. I really, really have to. Got to. Be making more money in order enough to field another army. I'm thinking hard, you guys, and I just can't think of anything more to do for this turn. I've made my move. When I take here, I might want to do that.
I command here.
Let's march.
As is my right by Sigmar's crown.
Get in just a little bit more. So hopefully I can strike the next turn. And then if I go back to normal stance, I shouldn't be exhausted during the fight. Here we go. I think this battle is interesting because I still very much kind of don't know what I'm doing yet. getting there, but I don't quite.
In the name of Magnus.
And so, I will be fighting this battle myself because I can't really afford to lose. So, it's not too late to decline from this fight, and it may just be a wise idea, perhaps. We've got a Lord of the Empire. He is rank 1, which is basically rank 0. So he's got no battle skills, he's got nothing. He's got nothing. However, he's gaining experience, as you tend to do. So we've got a lot of very not special men. We've got some swordsmen, some spearmen, crossbowmen, more swordsmen, and spearmen. This is a big fight. But I do think that I can beat them. Because I've got some very specialized units, and they do not. So this will be a battle of true glory. A true test of my mettle, because obviously, as you can see, the auto-resolve type of feature doesn't really seem to like the outcome odds for me. And also my men are somewhat wounded as well. But that is okay. I've got a lot of strong men and a lot of units that they don't. There's Reikland, a very close to gaining rank. Should be good. Hopefully this battle will give him a chevron. So again, we've got one whole unit of crossbowmen, a couple of basic units. Not sure which unit has more. I do think we're outnumbered, but by the glory of the Empire, I do think we can win. So here we go. They number 300 strong. Very well. Yes, I've got some very powerful units here. It's out in the grassland, so we can't fucking see them. Of course we can't.
Sigmar guides us!
Ready for war! I will not stand idle!
The Empire endures! Standing by! We are Sigmar's heirs! Free company!
Nice line of gunners of one kind or another.
Reikland!
See if I can't stash these guys in the tree. They're hidden. Good. That means that the enemy cannot see them. Let's see if I can get them a little closer.
Call France!
Swordsman!
Pair them up with the halberdiers.
Halberdiers!
Strength on that side.
Take up your position!
Spearmen!
Strong spearmen,
We are Sigmar's heirs!
swordsmen.
We are Sigmar's heirs! State troops ready! Sir!
Sir!
Spearmen! Swordsmen!
And make these guys kind of directly the men of Karl Franz. Try to protect him, so move them both in a little. These men will not come to us, so we must come to them. Get those guys moving. That's crucial. Can't afford to forget that right now in such an important battle. This is a true test of skill. Okay, we're moving. The enemy's moving. They're scrambling. Let's see what they do when I stop. Oh, they're already kind of stopping. They just repositioned themselves, it seems like.
And gunners!
Hopefully at some point.
Move out!
At some point, though.
3 company! In range!
Our weapons are yours!
Alright, now that I have time to look at everything, let's stop everything and take a look. It's a lot of men. And they do have that lord to back them up. He's ready. He's happy. How might I want to reposition them? Let's take the whole army maybe and stop us. Maybe come through the middle and bottleneck. Yes, we'll bottleneck, I think. Bottleneck ourselves, and with superior firepower, lure them into an attack. Yes, this is what we'll do. Okay, first of all, now what they're going to do a little bit is come around from the trees at us. So that's why I will stack my swordsman spearmen on the side. As long as they're just going to wait there, you can do all kinds of positioning. Now, if they start to move, we'll have a little bit of resituating to do. I'll kind of hide my men in the trees as well, which is what they're going to do. They're going to come out. They're going to move out from the sides, then where they'll be hidden and come from the trees. But if I position my soldiers near to the trees, we will be able to stop them when they come through at our gunners. Now these guys, I feel like just kind of keep them moving at the pace that they were, in the direction that they were. Because hopefully with any luck they'll start coming in and then we can hit them. These guys have a nice blue motif, I see. Kind of neat looking. Got 2 units of gunners. That's not going to be enough to beat us in a ranged war. Because it is only 2 units of gunners. Has anybody not been given orders yet? These guys. Karl Franz himself. Or he has. I suppose he has. Looks like all my army's doing something good. This game affords you the beauty of the pause button. And you must use it to your full potential. To its full potential.
To arms! To arms!
They're finally moving. Okay.
Finish up!
Actually, yeah, you go fastly. Yeah, go quickly over there. Set up. Hurry. 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 Hurry quickly now. They've decided that they're not going to be idle anymore. Which is the wiser of the two decisions, indubitably.
Crossbowmen! For Sigma! Fire!
And gunners! Sigma guides us! Finish up!
Fire! Fire! In range!
Let's pull in those soldiers. And we're kind of hiding in the trees a little bit. Hurry, hurry, hurry. We seem to be rattling off more shots. It's good, it's good, it's good. Karl Franz. I believe Karl Franz is stronger than him. He is. So I'll send him out to block up the enemy force and keep us in the shooting phase for our men. Now, I don't have a Karl Franz over here to outmatch their force, so I'm going to have to hold them with whatever I can of swordsmen, spearmen, etc. Now, these swordsmen are going to fucking tear these spearmen apart in combat. It will not be fair for them. Hurry, hurry, hurry. That's where I need to watch the battle. See what they're doing. See if we can't pull these swordsmen back. Or I mean these crossbowmen back. And bring them into the wall of swords. And while we can, at least, encircle these spearmen for whatever brief amount of time we can. So Karl Franz, he's headed towards him. We're getting off a lot of volleys. This is good. We just hit him hard. Just kind of plowed him. Halberdier should beat Spearman, all things considered. Yes, they will absolutely beat Spearman. They're going to have trouble with those swordsmen, though. Now, crossbowmen. See if we can't get them infantry striking soon. These guys have made good progress. Don't want to forget about them. Been keeping them moving nice and slow. Can they quite arc into them? Yes, they can. These guys are going to keep moving forward. I guarantee it. So we'll just thunderplow. That's good. We're stopping up the enemy. These guys are weakened spearmen. They're about to fight some very not weakened swordsmen. They're going to fucking lose that fight. Okay, yeah. Free Company. I think these guys might have been damaged. If that's the way you want it, pull it back into these spears. And then we'll come to here. And then we'll form up in the trees. And then they'll just start unleashing volleys of death. Pull these guys from the side. Hopefully we can get a side flank on some of these guys. And these guys just go straight to the Emperor and help him out as best as they possibly can. These guys seem distracted. These guys? No, we fight these guys. Come on. Don't play games with me. Move a tiny little bit back. And then we can pretty hopefully soon Karl Franz is hurt. Throw them right into there. Right into there. Come on, Karl Franz. You've got to get out of there while you can. Whew. Critical battle, people. Can't afford to lose. Come on. Come on. Yes, Karl Franz! Karl Franz, yes! That tactic worked. I just threw in the Free Company so they distract him so that Karl Franz could get out of there. Okay, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Then we'll bring Karl Franz around. Bring him to bear on some of these guys. Maybe hit these guys. This guy's basically almost got a side flank. these guys are broken. Perfect. Throw them in. Throw them right in at once. Enemies breaking first. That's a good sign. You guys shoot at them. Shoot them hard. I think we need Karl Franz to jump in and start ping-ponging in between them.
Die, traitor!
Yes, the Reichsguard hit. Damaging their morale.
Send us out!
They're broken. Perfect. Now the Reichsguard need to attack. Oh, the Reichsguard have gained rank. Yes! Because right now we're kind of weak here. At least we don't have a definitive advantage, and we need to. Yeah. Put these guys in to attack where we're weak, or rather here. These guys are holding for a moment. And then later I can have my Reichsguard attack these swordsmen who won't have an advantage over them. These guys are wavering. Free Companyites set them up. Then they can shoot at retreating enemies as they go. Karl Franz plow into these swordsmen. Their lord is getting ready to retreat. Good, because these handgunners seem to be making short work of these Free Company militia, but then again, that's not surprising. Shoot, shoot, shoot.
To me, men!
Attack the swordsman, Franz.
Die, traitor!
Oh, he's coming in, he's hitting him hard.
As long as we...
Yeah, that'll negatively affect the enemy's confidence. Let these guys start rattling off rounds at the enemy's backside. Pull in Karl Franz to defend them. Reichsguard. Have them hit them, hopefully. Well, wait. We'll continue what they're doing for a second.
Draw breath! They will die! Charge!
Make sure that charge hits. Scare them a little. Good Free Company militia. Shoot them! Shoot those retreating bastards. So you guys shoot them too. Don't let them get away. Okay, now that Karl Franz has tipped the fight in those spearmen's favor, we'll have him pursue them. Karl Franz is technically cavalry, technically speaking. He should be able to harm them.
Blood of our ears!
No, not that.
Now! Die, traitor!
Come on, boys. Oh, no, 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 no. Pull them out of that trap. They're about to get hit from behind by spearmen. See if I can't pull them out of that trap. Then maybe hit from the side. These guys are holding the line. They're doing good. Is everybody still focused? Has everybody still got a target? Is everybody still fighting? And shoot at these guys in the back. These guys will start hitting the ones that start retreating. These guys are running. Perfect. So all come together, my boys. I think we may win this battle. The game seems to think so too. Karl Franz engages. There we go. Let's see, who can I bring in Karl Franz to fight? If he can take Hans Zintler. Let's these guys shooting them in the back. Shoot them!
Sigma, preserve them!
For the Empire!
Boom! Come on, hit them, hit them. Enemy Lord is wounded. Perfect. Karl Franz is hurt. Have him surprise them. These guys just shat their pants. Perfect. Make these guys shit their pants now. These guys are threatening to gain another rank in one battle. And then we got to start pulling in the Reichsguard because Karl Franz is about out of gas, you guys. He is winded. He's not feeling the fight right now. Don't let them... These guys are finally ready for a new opponent. Let these crossbowmen form up. And they're going to start hitting.
I will not stand like...
Okay, actually, Karl Franz... No, let him hit. Let him hit one. Oh, these guys just broke. Perfect, they're not going to fight anymore. The very first fucking wave of runners. Shoot. army losses. Starting to sound like we're gonna win here. This guy's plowing into them. Victory! Yes! We won. We won against overwhelming odds.
We are Sigmar's heir.
These guys did really good. Pull them back. These guys won half that fucking battle for us. Oh boy. Fuck. Ah.
Yes! Whoa! Reichsguard Knights!
Oh, and he's dead.
Sigmar calls. Show us the foe! Stop! Right! End gunners! Call France! Free company! Sigmar guides us for Altdorf! Reichsguard Knight! Ulrich's wrath on them! Militia!
I can't believe I won that battle. That was a tough one. Yeah, that tested my mettle, to be sure. Wow.
We are Sigmar's heirs!
He's just slaughtering fools. He does not give a fuck.
Reichsguard Knights!
These guys have gained 2 ranks. They're up 2 chevrons. Just in 1 battle. That's pretty impressive, I've got to say. Even if I do say so myself.
Ulrich's teeth!
Pretty fucking impressive. Will these guys take another round of shots at them?
My subjects call! For Helden! Free company!
Wonder if any other forces gained rank. We gained quite a bit of experience. See, I'd imagine even if you don't have an official chevron in real time, you'd more than likely be going up in military ranks. A couple of those guys probably just made it to sergeants or something, you know. Medieval ranks at the time. Lieutenants, maybe, for some of the leaders.
For Helden!
Shoot! Shoot, men! It's close, but it wasn't Pyrrhic. Pyrrhic's when you know you fucked up. not celebrate too much, for the gods will look ill upon he who came so close to defeat. That Helmgart. And look at that. Those boys just double ranked up. The enemy is just crushed completely and utterly. And let's see. I think the thing again to do might be to just occupy and rebuild my force, because I'm going to have to for a few turns. A lot of us came very near to death. That's all we can do. And that is now ours. Oh gee, I wonder who I'm going to assign him to. Perhaps Karl Franz? What? See, I've got nothing. I've got no items yet to no followers. I don't know why I can't have a follower, because I just kind of gained one, but... Ugh. That's going to take a little while. And we'll be able to cash cowify that settlement. That's going to be important. Ah. Halberdiers. The halberdiers. We've got to have a blacksmith for them. Something the fuck else, I think, too. Which is unfortunate, but it's the way it is. So the Empire secessionists are deeply losing. Yeah, these guys are going to need to remain idle for some time. Well, you guys, I think I'm going to have to get to work tomorrow, so I think I'm going to have to call it here. I think I made some valuable progress. I don't think my campaign is boned yet. Hopefully it won't be. But I don't know. We're a difficulty up, so it's a whole new campaign map. A whole new thing. We're gonna have whole new enemies to fight and such and so forth. It's gonna get real pretty fast. Finally got the ability to recruit flagellants.
In the name of Magnus!
Gain some kind of elite units for Karl-Franz. He has earned them. right now sacking kingdoms isn't really worth it, so won't do that. Now this is mine as well. I could potentially order some things. This is kind of a battlement settlement, so at some point I really want to get a guardhouse, because those guys will help. And by provides garrison, I do believe it means it garrisons these guys. So pistoliers, swordsmen, crossbowmen. Those guys are added to your garrison and they get stronger. And I think that it adds some defensive stuff. I don't think it's quite walls. What you want is walls, but I don't think it's quite walls. But guardhouses, you know, they're something, at least. So I'm going to want to build this up to here, because then I can have an Empire captain from this building. Hopefully money, and then a guardhouse. That's my plan for this one. You've got to maintain your building plans, because if you don't, you get too many kingdoms under your belt. Not that you want to make a kingdom out of the entire empire. You want to make some allies so that they'll be independent. And then you can do trade with them and then get more money. Diplomacy. Who loves me? Neutral deteriorating. I like my war with the Skull Takers. I like my treaties with Wissenland. They don't like my treaties with Stirland. It's one of the reasons why you guys have got to get the fuck out of my way. Besides, it would be so easy to just cleave through you guys to get to the vampire counts. Which is what I have to do. It's what I have to do. But for now, they're still making peace with us, which is good. Yeah. Right now, there's not a lot of reason to not build up that Karl Franz Empire army. Pretty much all the way. Might as well just have a nice full stacked army. Might as well. These guys, I think, maybe need a special name. Let's see. I'll think about a name to give them later, because right now I can't think of one. Right now, fortunately, my empire is small, and it's going to be easy to build up. This one's nice and small, so I'm going to do some things with this. Yes. I do want to maybe eventually get rid of that once I've built it all the way up. So then I can have more room for more important things. Like the Reichsfort! And get some Reichsguard able to be assigned to my men. Because I waited way too long to the point where Reichsguard weren't really that important for me anymore. Well, I mean, they're always important. They're a really good cavalry unit, but definitely Reichsfort. Maybe guardhouse, fuck it. So money, guardhouses, I guess. Ooh, that's a special thing. Yeah, maybe get that. Maybe get that. Yeah. So you want to have at least one of these types of buildings that does stuff for a certain units. There's one for units that use wood-based weapons, and there's one for units that use swords, and there's one for units that use guns and artillery and stuff. So we seem to be making some progress. I definitely want to stay here for a little while. Because I guarantee you, I just know, I mean, technically I don't know for sure, but at some point, the fucking beastmen are going to try and rove through here. So, I've got to put a stop to that shit. But yes, I'll get these guys. I'm pretty sure the more you build up a settlement, the more garrison you have, which is important. For this unit, I'd really focus on the guardhouse. Guardhouse is going to be important for this building because it's just such a critical point of access. You need it. Taking back the Reich. RC, real campaign. Here we go. Some of the names. I was very angry at myself because every once in a while I wouldn't save a turn. Virtually every time I didn't save for a turn or two, I would suffer for it. But I'm not going to be doing that this time. I'm not going to be using saves to fix my mistakes. Can't do that. This is the real deal. Alright. And we exit to Windows. It's unsaved progress. Alright, well, I think that's going to be it for now. So, hopefully I'm not too far behind on my stream. And pretty soon I can hit the stop stream button. But thank you guys for watching. This is a very fun game. It's kind of tame right now, but shit's gonna get real pretty fast. Just you wait. And I'm really excited to be fighting battles that matter, where I can win or lose, and therefore it actually kind of means something to me when I win, and fighting against, a more skillful computer as well. So that's going to be fun too. So far, feels like it's been a little harder. I don't know. I don't know if setting the campaign difficulty up makes the AI better in battle, or if it just makes better moves on the campaign map, but either way, it should be pretty fun. Oh boy, so take care, you guys. Have a good day. I see. Seems to be right on par with it now. I see.